let's start by talking, I think, about what you want to do and how to get out of the rat race. I do believe that conscious attention can have an impact in outcomes, which is an easy thing to say you believe in if you're looking at it from a strictly human perspective. But once you bring in the idea of determinism that has created so much scientific advancement in the physical realm, then all of a sudden it's a much more questionable idea, because then intention would be more or less pointless. Now, I'm not arguing for free will, as I believe the idea of free will is highly limited, and you don't really know where your thoughts come from, and they just kind of pop, and you didn't have them a second ago, and now you have them. So how free is that? It seems as though as if your environment is feeding you them. In this case, you know, you could argue a brain as an essential system, central somewhat to your environment, if you are a hard materialist. So I do believe, right? Again, like it's not a light premise. It's all kinds of charged. But I do believe that your intent will have impact in your reality. Now, maybe intent is a mechanism that is as predetermined as anything else, and so the product of your mind switching over to an intent that is favorable, an outcome that is favorable for you, a mindset that is favorable for you, that will push you forward, that will get you out of things like the rat race, could be in itself determined. But it is also a choice if you choose to see it as such. Say, if you choose to say, well, how about we make this right now a turning point? How about if you make this piece of day of influence into that snowball, if you want to believe in the snowball, right? So on the topic of the rat race and being trapped in it, in the colloquial sense, because there are a couple of levels to rat race, right? In Hinduism, they might ascertain that a rat race is more akin to the cycle of death and rebirth that we are actively undergoing as nature, right? And they would want to be free of that. They would call that samsara, or samhara, I'm not sure. Whereas in the West, the rat race will refer almost exclusively to waking up and going to work and getting paid whatever you get paid, and not really ascending within bounds that are actively making someone else rich or someone else thrive more than you are by the capitalistic systems that we are enslaved to, which is more of a political position at that point, right?
Good luck, bro.
Pylon Pants, thank you, baby, for all the subs. Really appreciate that. Much love.
I fucking broke my wall, you know.
Yeah, so Trivium here is giving us a great example. Thanks again, Pylon Pants.
I'm looking at your Mexican face, bro.
What keyword am I using?
To punch you, know? Bang!
I'm using an echo keyword that has no separation between the F keys.
I'm at your Mexican face, bro.
So my F keys,
to punch you, know? Bang!
My F keys are right above my numbers, which should be most ergonomic, I think, for StarCraft.
Are you done yet?
Because it is the closest distance for my hand, which is not particularly large, to those F keys. Whereas normally I'd have to, and there would be a little bit of separation, and then there would be 4, and then separation. So I think this is way Better. I recently got it. How do you like to standard keyboard layout? Something getting used to? We're on a different topic at the moment. You're freaking awesome. You're a good dude. Thank you, Pylon Pants. I love you. Thank you. I like your name. So, where were we? So the rat race in the Western sense of the idea is the idea that you're trapped in that cycle that Trivium is describing here as, I'm going to work to earn enough to make a living, save enough to retire at 65, but not be able to not work without being homeless. Such a waste of time. So that's exactly what you're doing, is wasting time. You are wasting time doing things that you don't enjoy doing so that you can continue to enjoy or continue to waste time doing things that you enjoy doing. You're kind of trapped in that cycle, and maybe you are ascending in terms of like how much money you're making, but your expenses will rise with what you make. And you know, some people say more money, more problems. It's you know, it is more to manage. It is more to control, and controlling is what makes you feel oftentimes miserable in the first place. I think we all will come to learn that at some point, hopefully. But I would say it's never too late to start doing something that you do enjoy. Because what happens is, whatever it is you're doing, if you are not enjoying it, it is work. And if you're enjoying it, it is not work. I don't really feel like I'm working right now. And yet I technically just made a little bit of money, right? But this is something that I enjoy doing. And thus it doesn't feel like work. And when you stuff that you enjoy doing, what happens is that you generally naturally get better at them. Because you have genuine interest. And we were talking about the power of your conscious attention as an aid to whatever's going on in your environment, right? To the cycles that you can't help. And I think that conscious attention really you can really focus in and hone in on things that interest you and spark your curiosity. Maybe it's just a tell. Maybe conscious attention is just a tell that your body is primarily working on whatever it is that you are entertained by, whatever it is that you are drawn to. And whatever it is that you love doing is what you can do best, without a shadow of a doubt, because you will have your mind in it as opposed to not. So let's imagine then. Let's imagine a world where all professions exist in an equanimous sense, right? Where everyone makes the same amount of money. Because it's not entirely this world, but it's enough this world is what we don't realize. That this does apply. So if you are doing in this world the things that you enjoy doing, you will be better suited to do those things than most other people in this world who will be doing other things that they enjoy doing. So first of all, you know, like, we need to recognize that different people are wired differently, and give yourself credit for whatever it is that interests you. You can probably do way better than me, or way better than, you know, whoever the fuck. Now you can have a conscious evaluation here and you know, take some factors into account, but even then you may not be able to take all of them into account. Say, for example, I could say, well, I could never compete with Michael Phelps at swimming, and maybe that's partially true, and maybe his build is just too good. And even though, let's say I, for some reason, really enjoyed swimming, even though there would be a lot less incentive for me to swim and to enjoy swimming in that sense, because, for example, I'd get no resonance, right? If I go to the same swimming school as Michael Phelps, he will be getting all the credit. He will be getting all the love. He will be getting all the encouragement. He will be winning all the cups for the club that we belong to. He will be impressing all the people, and I will live in the shadow of Michael Phelps, right? Most likely. So chances are, because of those factors added, because of the way, the environment functions, you're less likely even to enjoy swimming, right? So a lot of the times, whatever it is that you enjoy is also tied with that resonance, with your environment telling you, yeah, you go and do that. That's pretty good. You're pretty good at that, right? There is a physical element to it, in that your environment will make echoes as well. There are clues, right? I'm sure you know what you're good at. And what you're good at is generally what you enjoy doing. And what you enjoy doing and what you're best at is probably what you can monetize best. And there's always going to be someone interested in it. So if you're looking for money, if you're looking to make money, doing what you enjoy should be an enhancer rather than a deterrent. Or however you say that word. Does that make sense? Now be real about it too, right? Like, put some thought into it. You could say, for example, everyone enjoys playing games, but maybe you wouldn't enjoy playing games if you really go into the full extent of the imagination of, or maybe try it, like play a game for an entire month, or games for an entire month, and see and monitor how your attention spans, and how your interest peaks, and when it peaks, and if you see a steady decline, then chances are, gaming's not as for you as you thought, but rather best as a distraction, as an outlet, right? Like I say this because, again, everyone will think, well, I enjoy gaming, right? Especially when you're young. Yeah, of course you enjoy gaming. It's fine, and it's good to enjoy gaming. And maybe you could be a gamer by excellence. I'm not saying that you can't. I'm just saying, evaluate yourself. There is nothing that you can extract a whole lot of pleasure from in life that does not take a good degree of skill. That you like something that you are very good at, that you are one with it, that you understand it so well that you can get into it as if you're a part of your art. As if you're a part of you don't have to call it art if you're a more technical, grounded person. Your craft, then. I saw a video on Twitter that was just so striking. Because it was this dude that was fucking surfing like 100 feet tall wave. And you have to be one with it, or you are fucked. I found it. Here. I'll show you guys. Now, surfing is a good example for many reasons, I think. It's a good example because waves are just so great, and they're so great for analogies, and water is, just mom. So that put aside, in the in our reality, surfing is not something that pays, and yet I can assure you this guy's very well off, right? That is to say, you don't get money usually. I don't think so, at least not where I come from. Certainly not in Peru. You don't get money, you just get prestige. for swimming competitions or surfing competitions in general. But people don't do it for the money usually. Look at this motherfucker. I mean, that's incredible. It is just so majestic. Look at the sea. That's fucking nuts. Look at the shadow that the crest casts. So this guy's doing what he wants. Clearly. I'm sure he's fine. I'm sure he's fucking great.